Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW, and I'm back with a new video in the Tier 8 Yagumo. It's a 4-player game, denoting the number of kills that I get. Once again, I can't convert to a Kraken, but this one is called Testing Times because there's some ships out there that aren't in the game yet, but they are in testing. And I want to give a shout out now to the Tier 8 Marco Polo, captained by Armored Reaper, who has been a long-time follower of me on Twitter, and we did really take this team to task today. We're on the map, I think it's, yep, there we go. It's Atlantic. We're having a quick look around. We spawned on B cap, centre of the map. 2 destroyers on each team. Red team have got an Ostergotland and a Hayate. So we've got very fast long range torpedoes, punchy guns but no smoke screens, and then we've got somebody with more money than sense potentially. But he's going to have a go at me, just not quite yet. Now, I'm located, so although I'm sailing up towards the cap, I'm getting ready to turn. I'm looking at my twist and track indicator, giving me an idea of where the closest ship is. I'm thinking, is it the destroyer? Is it not? But you'll notice that there's also a Kronstadt out there, and I think, can't they use that sort of, ingenious to tell people where they are? And there's also another Russian cruiser out there who could be doing the same. So potentially one of 4 ships has got me located, and I'm going to try and play clever here. I'm thinking he's behind the island. I will ping the map on occasion saying this is where the closest ship is, but it's not been contested yet. Kind of saying, yep, there, that's the location or the direction to my nearest target, and I am now going to push in towards this cap, but I'm going to turn out in a way that I may be able to run. Go and bow into the cap when you've definitely got something in front of you is a good way to straight line torpedoes if somebody puts a spread across the capture point there. But I'm now no longer located, which means that every other ship on this map is closer than I am. And so I feel that this cap is now safe to move into. So I'm going to push. We do get another target detected there, and it's the Marlborough. Now I can't get torpedoes on him. I'm looking for an angle, and I don't want to overcommit and push too deep in this cap at this time. The Alsace is pushing down. We do see that there is at least 1 destroyer on Charlie cap going against ours, and there is the 2nd destroyer. Both red team destroyers are on Charlie cap. My immediate thinking of this game is all those big ships are off there on the left, 2 destroyers across on the right. I can potentially take this capture point and push through. And that is exactly what we're going to do. But we're going to play it safe for now because we are going to be right on the limit of detection here with the main and with the Alsace off on our right flank. Now the main, we put a spread of torpedoes out there, and we're going to swing it back around and look out to see if we can get any targets off there. Richelieu appears to be burning. Now this main must have hit the brakes full reverse the moment I launch those torpedoes, because he comes to an almost complete stop. Broadside to blue team is probably not a good place for him to be. But there we go, we missed the first salvo. We can't quite get the second salvo on, but we turn, keeping right on the limited detection, and we get the second salvo off on him. And now we're going to use this little rock here just in case he tries to push in, and we're going to use this to give us some cover. Now Armored Reaper is right there behind me, and this main is going to disappear. He takes a couple of hits, but just as he takes 3 torpedoes and 3 floods from me, Armored Reaper blats him with a full salvo as well. So I take nearly 49,500 damage, out of a potential 70,000 damage hit pool, and I miss out on a kill there. So I was a little bit disappointed. I was thinking that could potentially be a devastating strike if he floods out. But there we have it. So we're going to put our next set of salvo of torpedoes, our next salvo of torpedoes across to all those big ships. And if you look at the minimap, you'll see that we have got a big, wide open space right through the centre. We know that Red Team's destroyers are way across there on Seacap. Kronstadt, radar cruiser. Please, everybody, radar cruisers, focus them, get them off the map, because in a game like this with lots of big ships in, if you can get rid of those radar cruisers, your destroyers can play merry hell with the rest of the capital ships. And you'll see here now, I've got all those ships pretty much on a broadside, but that Kronstadt knows where I am. He's expecting torpedoes, and before too long, he is going to pop his radar. And that is going to put me in a very bad position, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships there and 2 unsighted destroyers. So I've pushed through thinking, yep, we'll commit to this. There's the radar. I'm now looking to see what is around me. Is anybody going to shoot at me? There's no point at all in popping a smoke screen there. But even the Kronstadt hasn't got his guns looking at me. And I'm like, what the hell? All I've got to do is survive and let his radar burn out. We put another salvo across to those big ships on our left, and we're watching what's going on with this Kronstadt. Is he turning for me? But it looks like he's engaged with all the ships that are sat behind B-Cap. There is a destroyer there on B-Cap as well. So Red Team have C, we have B, but it's contested and nobody has got A yet. You'll notice that we've lost the destroyer that was on C. We did lose the battleship that was on A, and that guy that's just been clattered actually rage quits and backs out the game. So I'm guessing he's preserving his 75% win rate by quitting the game and not taking the L. But Kronstadt, there, we get a kill from that first salvo all the way on the other side of the map. Kronstadt takes a couple of torpedoes as well, but just before he finishes the damage and ticks out, our Kronstadt picks him up. Alsace is backed up here round the corner. I'm not sure if anybody has got sight on him. So I decide that I'm going to try and get a fire on him, or two, because I've got my smoke screens available. And you'll notice that the destroyer, the Hayate, does pop up there just in front of me. I get a fire on the Alsace, and now I'm going to turn in the opposite direction, pop my smoke, and drop cover from Mr. I've got more money than sense out there. I'm not jealous of people who've got money for this game. I do think that in many cases this game is far too expensive. I can't afford to buy out campaigns, and good luck to those that can. But if you're going to buy out a campaign, make sure that you know what you're doing with the ship that you've got. It's fine going and watching a few videos and thinking this is how I play it, and thinking you can, do exactly the same. But this Hayate is going to learn the hard way that sometimes it's not about how much money you've got. It's about skill. And not being a potato. And we all potato sometimes. But this Hayate is going to potato in the absolute finest style. Now, I've popped my smoke screen, and a lot of players, they will sit in that smoke screen. Missed that Alsace with me torpedoes. Disappointing. Missed another kill there just by firing a little bit too soon. But we've got another set available. We can see that the Hayate is chasing us, probably running down our smoke screen. So we're going to put those through the smoke, and we're going to keep the smoke in a straight line between us and that Hayate, so that he thinks I'm there. But I'm not. and I'm not even looking across my shoulder with this one. I'm heading for A cap, and there we go. Now I'll have a look. Mr. Hayate came straight through my smoke and took it on the nose like a champ. But that champagne, he's been taken care of. I'm quite confident. I am going to ping the map and tell somebody to head across to C cap because it's uncontested. There's nothing across there. One ship could sail in there, take that cap, guarantee us the win, because at this stage of the game, even though we're up on ships, we're still not guaranteed the win. I'm going to push across the air. I know there's a cruiser out there. I know there's a battleship out there. I'm in a good position to push those two. If they try and hide behind these islands, I can get torpedoes on them or try and force them out from behind cover into the path of blue team. It's just going to take me a little while to get there. So let's have a little interval so I can have a sip of my tea and wet my whistle to carry on the dialogue. So this Marlborough here is another ship that is in testing. Obviously, Armoured Reaper is in the Marco Polo, so I think we can be expecting to see these ships potentially dropping with the Christmas campaign. I think we've got 2 weeks after this week left to run on the Hayate campaign. So whatever's coming next, we may get a Christmas Bureau project. We may get this for the next campaign. But there are a few ships out there waiting to drop into port. So I'm grinding credits. I think I'm up to 90 something million again because I've got a load of tier 7s and a load of tier 8s that I need to buy. But Mr. Marlborough there is coming through. He's got the island covering him. So we're going to put those torpedoes across there, slam on the brakes so that we don't beach ourselves. And we're going to try and sneak around this rock without bumping it, whilst remaining out of our detection distance from the Marlborough. And he is going to see those torpedoes coming, but he's got a choice. Take the torps, bow tank the blue team. There you go. High caliber, 156,000 damage, which isn't too bad. But we ain't finished there. As I said, this game is part of the 4-player series. So we've already missed a couple of opportunities for kills. But Mr. P-Bag out here, I know he's a radar cruiser. I want to get around this island. I had popped my smoke there thinking I'll sit on the cap and take it. He's obviously been holding on to that one. I'm no match for his guns. All I can do is go skinny. I pop my fire out, I get one more salvo off, and this has got to be an embarrassment for him because plop, there we go. Just as his last salvo is coming in and I'm on about, I think it was 1,000 hit points. He goes down, we get the win. Just under 159,000 damage, 4 kills, high cal, dev strike, and solo cap, some torp hits, some gun hits. All in all, not a bad game. Breaking just 3,100 base XP. There's our Kansas who rage quit, and Armoured Reaper there finishes middle of the board. So he's playing, he's testing. I guess the Marlborough was doing the same. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I enjoyed playing it, although the Yagumo does seem a little bit flimsy when you start taking fire. But if you like that one, hang around, click one of these links, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take care and goodbye.